Why, hello YouTube! Greetings from the Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer to the third and final part of my Superion review. Last time I left off on a pretty open-ended remark of him not being a perfect combiner. Well, yes, that was a play on words, so to speak. I wholeheartedly meant that. There's little things here and there that I've done to make the set my all-time favorite combiner, and we'll cover them in parts. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Upgrade 1. Official add-ons. As much as I love the helicopter mold, not having a Quickslinger really bothered me. Being that Quickslinger went around $63 after the exchange rate, I decided to forget that. I was going to go the cheaper route. So, I bought a $17 Firefly since it was on sale. Spent $10 on white paint, $10 on orange paint, $10 on black paint, $3 on sandpaper, $3 on paint thinner, $10 on quality brushes, and yeah. So upon returning what I could to the store, I went on eBay and happily purchased the stupid marked up figure. And here he is. And, oh man, I love it. I love it so much. Easily better than the nonsense I was trying to call a custom, and fitting in way better than Alpha Bravo. I am so happy to finally have this figure. One point of contention, though, is his stupid hips. His thighs are cast in black. That makes perfect sense. But his hips, through whatever nonsense they cocked up in their minds, cast in white and then painted black. Why? Why would you do this? So I swapped them out for white hips, since I had already gotten a massive scratch in them within 5 minutes. So now it kind of looks like he's wearing short shorts. I don't know, I kind of dig this. I mean, I can totally see Quickslinger wearing something like this just to tick people off. Because, you know, these shorts give off the least amount of wind resistance, so I can go super fast, and you just don't know what you're talking about, you know? No, you don't know! The hips came from the aforementioned Firefly, by the way, and if you're wondering what happened to the head, say hello to the new face of Takeoff, what I'm calling Blastoff. That's in the mail, by the way, so a review of that is coming pretty shortly. Just in general, I feel he totally suits the shape and feel of this mold infinitely better than Fireflight. Upgrade 2. Paint. A lot of the figures, some more so than others, didn't quite jive with me, and therefore I've modified just about every one of them in some form or another, seeing as how I had all this paint just lying around. Go me. In robot mode, I've given Skydive a more Unite Warriors presence, and man, I know I commented on this briefly before, but I love the look of this. It makes it more interesting, it slims down the figure, and otherwise just makes him look great. In jet mode, the wings are black, but I've already gone over that. Air Raid had his wings modified and painted. I covered that more in depth in other videos though. Alpha Bravo had some silver detailing, not really much to sneeze at. Quickslinger has had nothing added yet, but I'm planning on giving him the same black stripe I've given to Fireflight. Fireflight went through a massive overhaul in jet mode, mainly just to give it a more Unite Warriors appearance with the black stripe. I added silver detailing on the fins, because I felt like it, and I extended the amount of white on the body to make it look like a wing and prepare it for Upgrade 3, Reprolabels. Recently, I did a sponsored review for all 6 of these and their respective Reprolabels kits. Here's a link to any of them if you wish to see my full thoughts on each figure. For this video though, I'll cover what I thought was especially worth mentioning. Fireflight, I extended the white, because Reprolabels was amazing enough to make a set that extends the striping to make it look like the wings are flight-worthy. This is more so noticeable on this figure than Quickslinger, but it looks fantastic on Quickslinger also. The Skydive set gives his chest some personality, not to mention the black add-ons to give the wings the lightning bolt that I painted on. In fact, my paint job was inspired by this set. Alpha Bravo actually gets some of his windows highlighted, and Silverbolt got some incredible Concord detailing. A chrome stripe down both sides, extra wing stripes, a tail fin, just some amazing detailing all in all. All 5 deluxe figures also got hand-foot detailing. Oh man, like, I highly recommend each set, especially all of them if you can get them, because they just look so dang fantastic. They look great as jets, they look great as a team of robots, and the definition added to Superion, both in the Alpha Bravo and in the Quickslinger variants, is just so dang welcome. Pick it up guys, I'm serious. Upgrade 4, Perfect Effect Add-ons. These were sets that took me a long time to hunt down, one of which is so incredible in terms of looks that I would say it's practically mandatory to own these things if you're collecting Combiner Wars. So the sets I got were Perfect Effect PCO5 White Hands and Feet, as well as PCO3 Upgrade Set for Superion. First off, the mandatory one. I'm sure you all know my feelings on the hand feet, how I think they're an interesting idea, but seriously flawed. So much so that I've been calling them A16s, a reference to the virus that commonly is found to create hand, foot, and mouth disease. They're that bad to me. The hand is so stupid gorilla-like that it makes every combiner look like stinking Donkey Kong out there, and the feet so laughably small that you'd swear Swindle sold everyone shoes that were 9 sizes too small. But dang it, we paid good money for these shoes, and Primus help us if we don't use them! Well, here's the solution. Give them feet that are actually appropriately huge for a combiner. You know, a pair of mammoth clompers that could support the weight of 4 jets and a helicopter, or 5 jets, if that's your configuration, and equally proportionate hands, which, while we're upgrading, are going to be articulate to boot. Like, look at this difference. That's insane! Clearly a good 3/4 of an inch is added here in the feet alone. And the hands! They look so slim and slender, with actual fingers instead of those silly looking knuckle guards with random weaponry. So with all the upgrades, we're left with the... Oh, I can't. I like this. Take it all in, people. This is Superion. It looks athletic, powerful, commanding, well-balanced, toy, cartoon, and comic book faithful. There's just so much here that it just works. This figure I proudly display next to TFC Hercules. Like, look at this! The feet make him tall enough that the head spires are actually out-heighting Devastator's head. And that's a scale I want. People are asking me to get Combiners Wars Devastator. No. And here's why. These two look utterly fantastic together. And the best part is, even with everything I've purchased for this figure, I'm at less than half the cost of TFC Hercules, half the cost of Uranos. And this here, I'm so much more into than Uranos. It's simpler. It isn't bogged down with overcomplicated, terribly articulated mass that just looks like a cluttered mess of plastic, while still looking completely faithful to the old concepts, toys, artwork, and episodes. And we're not even done yet. As an added bonus, by the way, there's a second peg you can plug into if you're so inclined as to have him stand on a shelf for the rest of his life, seeing as how he'll have no knee articulation. Perfect Effect knows this, and therefore the turned around leg peg offers no ball joint whatsoever on which to ankle articulate. So we're going to leave him the correct way. So for those whining that you have to set these things aside because you don't subscribe to this line of thinking, here's what these hands and feet do. The hands split apart, a handle flips out, the thumb and fingers flip around, but then the fingers go back down, and then the other fingers flip around because you realize you've made a terrible mistake in transforming them, and all of a sudden, you're wielding a double-barreled gun that's better than whatever this is supposed to be. So that's pretty nifty. The feet split apart. The entire back half swings away, and a thing flips down, and then a handle folds out, and you're left with 4 heavy guns. For those moments where you just need to overcompensate. I mean, completely unnecessary weapons, but they're there because why not, says Perfect Effect. As for the other set, this comes with 2 things, a red sled thing and a new head. The head requires that you remove a screw and replace it with a new head that slides and clips in. Push it till you hear a click. This click doesn't mean anything though, because it'll probably just fall off anyway later. Full disclosure, I wish the new head had also a back plate that required a screw, but it doesn't, and sometimes it falls off, especially when turning it, which is annoying. Otherwise, the massive red sled can plug into Silverbolt's arm as a massive stupid shield, and then the other aerial bots can use the massive weaponry to look like this super elite team of wrecker bots. It doesn't suit any of their personalities, but whatever. Here's some play value for you if you're interested. Otherwise, the plastic sled thing unfolds here. You then need to fold the plastic chest piece to the halfway point, hook the plastic into the chest pieces, and then clip the fold-out bit around Silverbolt's neck area. And here he is with the final pieces in place, and my word, I didn't realize this could get any more amazing. The new chest pieces sacrifices absolutely zero articulation while also bulking up the main figure. I love it. And that head, oh how it does wonders. First off, it takes away that spongy rubber head spires and replaces them with hard plastic. And second, it gives articulation. First off, which is the spinning action, which is a 50-50 chance of it'll just fall off. And second, it gives a masterpiece-styled neck joint, which is something I wish he had in the first place. And finally, the face. If you don't like the cartoon red visor with faceplate, which looks way better than what we got, simply lift it up, swivel it around, and choose comic book-inspired blue visor and nose and mouth. That mouth, though, all I can think of when I look at it is this. Regardless, Superion with everything in place looks so dang fantastic. It is easily my best Transformer that I've ever owned, and I've owned a fair share, ranging from third-party to Hasbro Deluxes to full-on masterpiece figures. And this one is hands down the best one of them all. It's simple, it looks the part, it's a combiner, it's not too busy and overcomplicated, it hits all the right posability marks, commanding, powerful, can give high fives to the little guys. This is, in my opinion, the best combiner that ever came out of anywhere. Nothing will beat it for me. It's better than TFC Hercules. It looks better than Uranos. Is so much less of a headache than Fans Project Motor Squad Takeaway Combiner Wars Menasor. It is miles ahead of Defensor and Bruticus. You could transform this into all three modes and back again, faster than Vulcan and Wobertron, while still looking just as commanding and being light enough that it doesn't buckle under its own ratchet joints, yet has enough heft to feel like it wasn't found at Dollarama. Need I go on? Because I will. Here I am gushing over this figure because I just love this thing so much. I cannot stress enough. It is the best toy I have ever owned. The end. Well, that was that. 3 parts of Superion goodness, and I hope you enjoyed them all. Big thanks to ToyHacks.com for the Reprolabels. The sets added that extra oomph to the figure that I didn't even know I needed. A big high five to Perfect Effect for looking at the Combiner Wars line and saying, "Nah man, we can fix this." And I guess that's that. This has been the Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer.